Hello and welcome to the third video in the series of why social media is good for your business. And this little video clip is all about building and engaging a community. In my opinion, this is probably the greatest and best thing about social media. It allows you to connect with people anywhere. You can build relationships. It offers you an opportunity to get some free market research, and it fosters, this real word of mouth benefit that you just can't get any other way. Well, obviously you do get word of mouth, and it's still very important, but this allows you to reach a much wider audience and allows you to connect with people from outside of your normal day-to-day face-to-face relationships. So this is the thing that makes it work, and I think it's often a mistake when I see small businesses trying to use social media as in exactly the same way as they would use traditional marketing, which is essentially in a one-way direction. People want to just sort of post stuff out, and they don't think about the engagement and the interaction aspect of it. And that is the thing that gives social media for business its most, which makes it the most powerful thing out there. The other thing is that social media allows a business to develop very strong relationships with people, and so you're moving people in a direction from clicking a like button to loving you on social media to then wading in and defending you if they hear anybody else saying anything that isn't 100% confident, positive. So like any relationship, it depends on both sides of the relationship getting what they need. And if you're giving the people that you want to connect with what they want from you in terms of communication, then you're going to develop a strong relationship, and essentially that you have the possibility of getting customers for life. And then not only will they just sort of like you, they will probably they have the potential of sort of turning into advocates who can sell on your behalf. And is there anything more powerful or more desirable than having an army of people out there actually sort of selling on your behalf and sending paid customers your way? I've got an example here of using social media for customer service. Which, in its broad terms, customer service is every bit about marketing as anything else is, because it's about the customer experience, and the customer experience will then lead to either repeat business or recommendations and referrals. And a number of big brands nowadays are starting to use social media for specifically for customer service purposes. And this example I've got here is British Telecom, and they've set up a Twitter account called BT Care. And I have to say, it does actually work. If you ever have any problems with your phone, don't worry about trying to sort of phone the hotline. Go and connect with them on Twitter if you can, and you will get a response to your problem. It definitely works. It allows brands to show that they're being transparent, and the other thing is in their vested interest to answer your queries quickly, because the whole world can see it. So it's a very, very useful tool for customer service. Another example of customer service is this Twitter account, which is being used by Nike Support, and it's a sort of support line for professional athletes. And you can ask questions about kit and problems that you might have, and it's very popular. 409,000 tweets and 159,000 followers. So somebody somewhere is really interested in getting that kind of support from Nike. Product development. I've noticed a lot of software companies are starting to use social media as a means of beta testing, and I've taken part in a couple of really interesting beta test things. It's I use a website creation tool called Squarespace, and there's a few people out there at the moment sort of making some nice little add-ons and plugins for it, and I've kind of signed up to be a beta test for it, and it's really great because it means that I get the chance to feed in information to this company about the kind of features that I would like from it that would make me want to buy it. And so, it's really good. The other thing is with this is that you get instant feedback. I mean, there is just nothing like it. In any other situation, if you didn't have social media, you would have to go through a whole rigmarole of, using a market research firm. And it could take sort of 6 months to a year to sort of get feedback that you can get on social media in 6 days. So it really is a very useful tool for that. You can also use it to just sort of listen in and watch what your competitors are doing, and you can create some excitement about new products by getting people involved in the whole development process. So it's very useful for that. Human resources terms, you can use social media, for something as simple as just letting people know that you've got a job vacancy. I feel a bit sorry for local papers at the moment because they're really struggling to sort of keep going, because social media is kind of taking over and becoming the recruitment tool of choice. It's also really good for encouraging employee engagement. I've done some work with a small engineering company who have set up a Facebook page that is run by their apprentices for their apprentices, and it works really well for them, and it sort of demonstrates their sort of community involvement and commitment to the whole apprenticeship program. So there's lots of different things that you can do in an HR in HR terms. There are some specific internal social media type tools such as Yammer and Chatter and sort of various others, where you can actually sort of make them private so that only people across your organisation can see it. I guess it's similar to what used to be called an intranet. But you can use social media tools for that. You could even just do it inside Facebook and create a private Facebook page, and only people who are invited to it can see it and have access to it. So you can do it that way. It's also good, it's good for career advancement, because most employers nowadays want people who have social media skills. You can get your entire team involved in promoting the business, and also you can sort of champion and showcase your staff to let them know that you appreciate their efforts and the value that they bring to your business. So great for human resources. Social proof. Now, I'm really a big fan of this whole sort of social proof thing, and in fact I've got another little sort of series of videos on this particular topic. What social proof means is that social media is a means of proving to the world that you're active on social media, and that your company is with it and up and running and still going. Remember imagine what it feels like when you go to somebody's website and you click on, say, their blog, and it's not been updated since 2012. It doesn't sort of give a great feel. Or maybe you're looking at somebody's website and you sort of think, I'm not sure. This doesn't look very like it's been updated for a long time. So people might hit social media to see how active you are, and being active on social media is a signal to potential customers that you're doing stuff and you're active and there's a buzz about your business. And that's really all about social proof. It's giving people reasons to choose you. And little things that you can do is you can embed tweets on your website. Like see, for example, over here, I've taken some tweets of people who said something nice about one of my workshops, and I've embedded it on the bottom of my website. So you can do all kinds of cool stuff like that. But I do have an entire webinar series on social proof, so I would recommend that you check that out too. Thought leadership. Social media is a fantastic way of letting letting the world know how great you are at and that you're an expert in your particular field. And this is an example of something that I follow called Copyblogger, who are experts in digital marketing, and I do actually learn an awful lot from these people. But you can do this too. You can just develop a strategy that whereby your goal is to let the world know how that you are in fact the market leader in your field, that you do know what you're talking about, and that you're willing to sort of share that expertise with the world. And it's a very, very useful technique, particularly strong for people who run service businesses. Right, that's it for this little video clip. Coming up in the next video in this series is 13 benefits of social media that you can't afford to ignore. So I do hope I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio, bye.